Welcome to Mindfulness Lists. Chapter 16 of the Untethered Soul is titled The Spiritual Path of Non-Resistance. One should view their spiritual work as learning to live life without stress, problems, fear, or melodrama. If you're neither pushing life away nor pulling it towards you, then you're not creating any resistance. You're simply present. It's not difficult to see the tendency towards stress and resistance in daily life. But if we want to understand this tendency, we must first examine why we are so resistant to just letting life be life. Willpower is a real force that emanates from your being. It's what makes your arms and legs move. The power of self, when it is concentrated and directed into the physical, mental, and emotional realms, creates a force. We call that force will. You're not helpless in there. You have the power to affect things. We actually assert our will in opposition to the flow of life. If something happens that we don't like, we resist it. But since what we're resisting has already taken place, what good is it to resist? What we're really resisting is the experience of the event passing through us. We know it's going to make mental and emotional impressions that will not fit with what's already in there. So we assert the force of will against the influence of the event in an attempt to stop it from passing through our hearts and minds. You can wear yourself out struggling with the experience of a single event or even a single thought or emotion. Eventually, you'll see that this resistance is a tremendous waste of energy. The fact is, you're generally using your will to resist one of two things: that which has already happened or that which hasn't happened yet. Since most of the things you think might happen never do, you're just throwing your energy away. If you assert your will against energy of an event that has already happened, it's like trying to stop the ripples caused by a leaf dropped into a still lake. Anything you do causes more disturbance, not less. This is the human predicament. Events happen, and we continue to hold on to their energy inside of us by resisting them. It's not life's events that are causing problems or stress. It's your resistance to life's events that cause this experience. In order to resist, you first must decide that something is not the way you like it. It's clear that not all of us resist the same things or have the same issues. If you want to understand stress, begin by realizing that you carry around with you your own set of preconceived notions of how things should be. Personal events that take place in our lives leave impressions on our minds and hearts. Those impressions become the basis for asserting our will to either resist or cling. This creates inner tension, turmoil, struggle, and suffering. Instead of seeing this and refusing to allow these past events to run your life, you buy into them. The alternative is to use life to let go of these impressions and the stress they create. In order to do this, you have to become very conscious. You have to carefully watch the mental voice that tells you to resist something. Let your spiritual path become the willingness to let whatever happens make it through you, rather than carrying it into the next moment. Acceptance means that events can make it through you without resistance. If an event takes place and is able to make it through your psyche, you'll be left face to face with the actual situation as it truly exists. Since you're dealing with the actual event rather than stored energy stimulated by the event, you won't assert reactive energy from your past. This is because events are not problems, they're just events. Your resistance to them is what causes the problem. You'll be surprised that in most situations there's nothing to deal with except for your own fears and desires. When a person is dealing with their own fears, anxieties, and desires, there's little energy left for dealing with what's actually happening. Imagine what would happen if your awareness was free to focus only on the events actually taking place. If you could bring this level of awareness and clarity to everything you do, your life would change. So as your path, you take on the work of using your life to let go of your resistance. Relationships are a great way to work with yourself. If you're not trying to make people fit into your preconceived notions of what you like and dislike, you'll find that your relationships aren't really that difficult. Letting go of yourself is the simplest way to get closer to others. The act of relaxing through your personal resistance changes your relationship to everything. The key is to just relax and release and deal only with what's left in front of you. You don't need to worry about the rest.
Time is an angel or devil, best friend or worst enemy. Great joy